The character of Mochizuki Honami may come off as the simple kind girl archetype when compared to the many other characters present in the Project Sekai cast. However, this character is more complex than you think. If you look deeper, you will realize that her character is an amazing take on her archetype, and throughout this video, I will discuss that. Without further ado, let's begin. The environment often molds the person that you become. This is especially the case when you are in middle school, when your emotions are the most volatile. It is a time when you first start questioning abstract ideas. As they say, nurture beats nature. In middle school, Honami befriended anyone and everyone she met. No matter what clique or group they belonged in, she listened to their troubles. This and her taking the side of whoever came to her unfortunately wasn't helping as she thought it would, as it led her to being called two-faced, selfish, and a people-pleaser. The road that she originally took to not be hated ended up with her ostracized, as no one wants to be friends with the suck-up of the class. Even though this happened to Honami, her desire to help was always and will be genuine. In this type of environment, her understanding of kindness became twisted, with Honami seeing kindness as serving someone without taking the courage to speak up for herself. Her doubts and fears also held her back from bringing true kindness to others. When high school rolled around, Honami did the exact opposite to avoid her middle school fate. She only hung out with an exclusive group and avoided her childhood friends Ichika, Saki, and Chiho, who were in other classes. This caused their friendship to fracture even more. Despite putting herself in a smaller group, she didn't feel any security by being in it, fearing that one day she might be alone again. You're surrounded by friends, yet you feel that you could be excluded at any moment you made a mistake. Is that truly friendship? Using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how could she reach self-actualization like this if she didn't have her security needs? Her true friendship with Leonid further became strained as they watched her become a shell of her former self. After being confronted by Shiho and bursting into tears, she spots the following words a few days later after Ichika takes her to the classroom Sekai to have a heartfelt talk. After this, she says the following in the main story. I'm pathetic. It's like Shiho said. I feel sorry for myself. That's why I gave into the pressure of my classmates. I didn't want to be disliked. It made me so scared, but I only ended up hurting those who cared about me the most. This dialogue broke me. I understood the feeling of not wanting to be disliked quite well. Back in my old school, I too was in the middle of two opposing sides. I didn't want to be hated, so I chose neither. I hung out with both, yet I felt like an outcast no matter where I went. I had left my close friend at the time who was on one of the sides, and even though it was a long time, I realized how my quote-unquote selflessness was really selfish. Middle school really broke her as it felt like the words pathetic were said to her and she internalized it. After I look back at this and put myself in Honami's shoes, her character really hit hard for me. As I got a new start in my new school, where no one except for a few knew me, I began to slowly shed my people-pleaser personality. My past teacher told me that you can't be friends with everyone, and that's alright, because bringing back the saying of a friend to all is a friend to none. Enough about Fru lore, let's get back to Honami. In the Don't Let Your Doubts Hold You Back event, the school choir was split into two teams. One team was for singing an easy song to save time for study, and the other was for singing a hard song to impress the competition. The class needed one last vote to break the tie, and this was left in the hands of Honami. Then we get the introduction of Meiko into the classroom Sekai, being a sign of Honami's feelings of wanting to change and to be more confident and courageous. What Honami did, running away from giving her vote and taking a side, was the opposite of being courageous. What is kindness if you don't have the bravery to express it? These two things come hand in hand. After Meiko has a talk with Honami on what kindness means to her, she comes and realizes that it takes courage to express true kindness. Had Honami gained this courage back in middle school, I'm sure things would have turned out very differently. As the name of the event suggests, she pushes forward and disregards her doubts and overall gains more confidence. Honami also observes how her bandmates display kindness, learning that kindness comes in many shapes and forms. Saki spreads her positive energy, Ishika tries to give logical solutions to their problems as well as hearing them out, and Shio dares to be straightforward when others need it. Especially Shiho, who at first may not come off as kind but has a heart of gold. Before I move on to talk about her next focus event, I'd also like to compare and contrast Shiho's and Honami's approach to kindness. As already established, both take two different paths when expressing their care for others. This matches the fact that both their image colors are complementary to each other, meaning that they are on the opposite ends of the color wheel. Honami's red shows her love for others and the awakening courage in her, as red is a color that can inspire passion. Shio's green, meanwhile, shows the individualistic spirit that has always been inside of her. Now for me to talk about her second focus event, putting your thoughts into words, which marks a pivotal turn in Honami's character development. It shows Honami standing up for what she truly believes in, something that she wasn't keen on doing before, as she was scared that she was being unkind. While analyzing the story and character development is not my forte, looking at symbolism is, I'll be doing my best to take apart all of the details in Honami's cards, and this is all up to interpretation. Let's start with our first focus event card. Don't let your doubts hold you back. We see a frame made of something similar to kintsugi, which is the Japanese art of using gold to repair objects such as pottery. This shows that while Honami may have been broken in the past, she still has a use and role to play. The drums being scattered can also be seen in a multitude of ways, whether it be her being a beginner at expressing true kindness, hence why the drums aren't set properly, Honami understanding that it's okay to show her messy side, her accepting her flaws, or it be that she understands that to be kind to someone, you have to knock some things down. I'll leave this up to you and let me know in the comments what you think. Speaking of roles to play, let's talk about Stage of Sekai and its corresponding Honami card. The first thing I thought when seeing the name Stage of Sekai itself was the Shakespeare quote, "All the world's a stage." This quote means that everyone has a role to play, like how actors do in theater. Above her we see an armillary sphere, which is used as the map of the sky. It can symbolize her finding her way throughout the night, having a newfound path and confidence. Honami is looking up at it for guidance instead of looking at us. The armillary sphere symbolizes great wisdom, as the people that are able to understand the tool itself are very wise. This may mirror the fact that Honami is very good at academics as well. On the armillary sphere, we see the constellation Big Dipper, which represents good luck if you see it, as it helps guide travelers throughout their journeys. It is also associated with water, which is quite significant to Honami, as I'll explain later. Now on to my favorite Honami card, New Year's Honami. I love this card for its gorgeous colors, but let's focus on symbolism for now. It shows her being a waitress, which is very fitting for what we understand of her character so far in this video. It also ties into her hobby of housekeeping, which may stem from the fact that she wants to be needed even in her free time. Onto her fest card, which I find to be the most interesting. We see her all alone in a scary surreal forest. Let's answer some questions. First of all, why is she all alone in the scary forest in the first place? While the scenery is not that identifiable, you can sort of make out what it is despite being confused. Just like how Honami in middle school was unable to figure out who her true friends were and who was calling her two-faced. You can't trust anything if it all seems alien to you. It also shows how alone and dead the world is, yet she is surrounded by life. She felt truly alone even though back in middle school she was surrounded by quote-unquote friends. This card also reflects her fear of being alone, which is why she did what she did in middle school in the first place. The lines from her card story are really interesting. I'll leave my notes on them on screen to let you read them. Feel free to pause. I'd like you to pay attention to the line that says that her presence doesn't matter, which is the complete opposite, as bringing back to what I said about the Stage of Sekai, all the world's a stage, it all comes together. Let's now talk about her trained card art. This is where I'll explain the water motif with Honami, as the card is filled with water. Honami's name consists of two characters meaning ear and wave. The one meaning ear could show the fact that in middle school she listened to everyone, while the one meaning wave is what I want to focus on, as it can also tie in with her surname, Mochizuki. Mochizuki separately means pushing and moon. The moon part relates to the wave from Honami, as the moon and earth exerts a gravitational pull on each other. On Earth, the moon's gravitational pull causes the oceans to bulge out on both of the sides closest to the moon and the side furthest from the moon. These bulges create high tides. The low points are where low tides occur. The moon character used may also be from the fact that she doesn't have her own light or her own dream, from what is said in the lyrics of Haru wo Matsu. Now that I have mentioned Haru wo Matsu, let's talk about her commissioned songs. While researching for this video, I actually found Haru wo Matsu to be very deep, contrary to the seemingly cheerful off vocal. The lyrics that I found to be most impactful was, "Since I don't have a dream I want to protect, these are days with no answer, but that isn't kindness, isn't it?" This could also represent Honami not having her own opinions as being kind. However, as time goes by, her dream formulates, and it is to protect Leonid. The line, "Will I be living alone?" once again shows her fear of being alone. I'll hammer these points in until I die. With the lyrics, because there is no end to this curse of sleepiness and the painful past, it shows that Honami back then is still stuck in the same mindset as she was forced to because of her middle school environment. Now back to Stage of Sekai. This song beautifully shows Honami's character development from Haruo Amatsu. She has a future self that she is looking forward to becoming, with the opening lyrics, "Here's the place where you can shine. Don't forget about your future self, because I'm sure you can do it." The lyrics that follow up are, "The crybaby has stopped their tears on their way home. As anyone can see, you will be alone when you will be stronger." While the ending may seem pessimistic, it further shows Honami gaining a sense of individuality and standing up for herself. Jumping forward to the lines, "For whose sake am I delivering this rhythm and melody? I tightly squeeze my fingers that are so trembling. Let's try and get a grip. I knew it was scary, but I'm sure it's a powerful song." This also shows Honami questioning who she is doing things for, to which the eventual answer is herself. Even though she is nervous, she encourages herself. On to my experience with the character of Honami. At first, I hated her because in my beginning days of playing Project Sekai, I was cursed with Honamis while trying to get Mafuyus. I found it really funny as these two can be seen as their foils for each other, and Honami is what Mafuyu could have been if she had the support that she needed back then. However, as I like to say on the channel, the mere exposure effects kicked in and I started to like her. I pulled for her first birthday card and I got her on a solo. As the New Year's gacha rolled around, I entrusted my account to my good friend Mochi and told her to try to get New Year's Honami for me. As I look back and write the script, I think that is why I like that card so much. Before writing the script, I couldn't choose a personal Leonid favorite, as is a tie between Saki and Honami. However, as I researched her for this video and talked with Honami fans in the video discussion channel, I can firmly say I truly love Mochizuki Honami, as she reminds me of my past self, and who can simply resist her. To wrap this video up, Honami is kind at heart, however, because of her past experience that kindness was construed. She really is an amazing take at the good girl trope, and I applaud Project Sekai for making such an amazing and in-depth character. The symbolism in her cards and the meaning behind the lyrics of her commissioned songs really further cement that. I spent almost a week writing this alongside my scriptures. So if you enjoyed this video, I also have more Project Sekai content on the channel similar to this. We have a Discord where you can come and discuss, and thank you for watching and have a good day!